You might think you've seen every nature show there is to see, but have you seen one executive produced by James Cameron and narrated by Benedict Cumberbatch? If the answer is no, you want to be watching Super/Natural.
Nothing is what it seems. There are creatures all around us that appear ordinary, but possess superpowers we are only beginning to understand.
Hello and welcome to Screen OD, a channel for people who love TV, movies and streaming. My name's Tim. I'm an editor and a journalist who's been writing and talking about the entertainment industry for more than 15 years. Now, I know what you're thinking. You might be going, natural history documentary on a streaming service, not another one. And yet, there have been quite a few in recent years. It seems like there was once the gold standard of natural history documentaries, which was the BBC Natural History Unit coming out of the UK, where I'm speaking to you from now. And they used to make the David Attenborough documentaries that were the landmark ones that went across the world. But in recent times, all the streamers have got on board and have started making their own series. Some, in fact, with David Attenborough on Netflix. But here we have another one from Disney via Nat Geo, which is, of course, part of Disney, and you can watch on Disney Plus if you are in the UK.
Here you will find trees that can talk to each other to fend off an invasion. Bees that work as a team to cook their enemies alive. And owls that hiss like snakes in order to survive.
This one, however, has a bit of a twist. Not only does it have a title that's a little bit different, Super/Natural, it's got an amazing set of people behind it, including executive producer James Cameron, who you'll know as the man behind things like Terminator and things like Titanic, to name just but a few. And you've got narration from the wonderful voice of Benedict Cumberbatch, who is, of course, Doctor Strange in the world of Marvel, or for those in Britain who'll probably know him as making his massive breakthrough in Sherlock. As discussed, it's a crowded market when it comes to natural history, and there are certain boxes that need to be ticked when you're making a show like this. It needs to look amazing. Well, you've got the executive production of James Cameron, but you've also got the money of Disney and Nat Geo to make this one absolutely stand out on screen. So there's absolutely no problems on that front. You also need to have a compelling story, a hook, if you will. Now, traditionally, these natural history documentaries will focus on a certain area of the world or a certain type of species or a certain event that's happening. Now, they've taken this to a new level in this show by looking at stuff that you wouldn't normally have seen. And I think that that's what makes this one stand out as a series that you want to watch, because you're learning stuff that you wouldn't otherwise have known. Did you know that trees are able to talk to each other through special ways of communicating? Did you know that when animals look at things, they see them in a different way? This is a show that uses both technology but also scientific research to bring alive a lot of these different areas that you wouldn't otherwise have known about.
Welcome to a realm beyond human perception, where the impossible is possible.
This is a really cool show, and if you like natural history documentaries, you may find that sometimes you're often seeing the same thing but just from a slightly different angle or in slightly higher definition as cameras get better. But this is a completely new way of storytelling around the world, looking at animals, looking at plants, but looking at them from a completely different angle, a way that you won't have seen them before, and telling a story in a way that will really intrigue you and help you learn more about the world that you live in. It really helps that it's got that kind of cinematic approach behind it, and you can tell that James Cameron's been involved, but it also helps that you've got such an excellent narrator. Now, Benedict Cumberbatch has just a brilliant voice for narration, and it brings alive this series, and it makes you really feel a part of the journey that you go on from beginning to end.
If you think you know nature, think again.
Natural history documentaries are massive business in television terms, have been for a long time and will continue to be. If you want any evidence of that, why not head over to the IMDb's top 100 shows of all time, then scroll up to the top 10 and have a look at the sorts of shows that are in there. Yes, you've got some big dramas, but the most heavily laden type of show in that top 10 are natural history documentaries. Things like Frozen Planet, things like Planet Earth, those big David Attenborough documentaries from the BBC Natural History Unit are voted by people from across the world as some of the most popular, most well-loved TV that has ever been made. So it's no surprise that the streaming services and the broadcasters across the world continue to try to make more of it and try to innovate in that field. And with this one, they really have innovated. Rather than just going deeper or just going higher or just adding more definition to the picture, they've truly found a new way to tell stories about new things that you might not have heard. So if you love that type of TV, which you probably do because it seems like a lot of people like natural history, then I do recommend you head over to Nat Geo Disney Plus and you watch yourself a little bit of super/natural and tell me what you think. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, why not hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to ScreenOD for all the best content direct to your feed. We'll see you again for more videos very soon.